Good morning, good morning. I will say I almost wrote Weekend Enemies, and I almost did that last weekend. Okay, so I'm not quite sure where to go with that for you guys, but it's a thing. I'm just trying to figure out what deck I want, guys. So you want to play the magic? So you want to play the magic? Boy, you better know what you're playing. Boom. Coming at you like a dark horse. It's not going back. Okay. All right. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Tis is Friday, right? Tis is. All right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. All right. 222. Weekend Energy, collective read. I keep getting there. I almost just wrote dark horse. All right. Quickly, I do want to just turn on the other lamp, so it's even light for my plants. And I say for my plants because I buy LED lights and light bulbs for my plants. Not for me, but for my plants. All right. Coming at you like a dark horse. I don't know the exact lyrics, but that's not the first time that song has come out. Weekend Energy. Weekend Energy, please. Knight of Wands. Wands in that deck. I'm not taking all of these, obviously. Coming at you like a dark horse. You ready for? Perfect storm, perfect storm. There's nothing. Bam, 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 bam. Somebody's gonna hit you up, or this is your energy. Why does it feel like it's so stiff? Weekend energy. So starting off with the Knight of Wands can be very, very refreshing. So this is somebody from your past that's probably thinking about you. They could be at work. They could be, that's 6 of Wands. You have 2 6s. Planning on trying to fix something. 5 of Wands. There's that drama. Here's the thing. Like, I see when I go on YouTube, I only watch a couple different readers. Well, yeah. And they're all doing stuff on drama. But they have been. And it's not really coming up in my reads like that. Mentally, it is with the 5 of Swords, with, games, manipulation, whatever it may be. But I've been feeling it for 2 weeks now without it really being in our reads. So I think everybody here is doing a really good job of staying out of this, or, trying to stay out of it. But here's the thing too, like, this is like an energy that wants to cause drama. I do find it being odd that the Eight of Pentacles would be here in the midst of this too. It could be at work, but this is usually like studying, preparing. And you got Judgment. That's in the Ace of Pentacles. Judgment has come out in every reading for 2 weeks now. It came out last weekend. It came out this weekend. Somebody made a decision to just stop the conflict, stop the chaos, stop the drama, like, which I think is smart. Tell me where the Knight of Wands is here. Page of Pentacles. It's like a new start. But now you got the 5 of Wands twice. So this is, here we go with the drama, the conflict. Because this energy is more grounded than the Knight of Wands. I don't know if someone's trying to decide an approach, or this energy is thinking about the conflict possibly they caused. This could, 6 of Cups, please. This could be in regards, I don't really see it being kids. It's being in charge of something. You got the Hangman. Eight of Swords. One more for the Hangman, please. One more for the Hangman. So it's definitely going in deep. Wow. Okay. Reflecting on the past, right and wrongs. I will say something is about to go in someone's favor. I don't know when. I am reading Weekend Energy, but when major arcana come out like this on the past and for your read with the 5 of Wands, There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. What is this Eight of Pentacles, please? Seven of Pentacles. So this is about some type of investment. Working hard, researching, feeling confident. There's a turnaround with energy here. What is this? Five of Wands. Jesus. Secrets, things hidden. Ace of Wands at the bottom of the deck. This typically that is a very sexual energy when they're on the board at the same time. But if I look at it like that, like this situation can bring drama. I do like this energy in the sense of you could have been hung up in a situation, right? Maybe you thought it was going to be more realistic this time around, more something not in your favor. I still feel like something's going to go in your favor, but not in the sense of negative energy. There's negativity here without it being really presented. The High Priestess and Ace of Wands can do a lot of things, but that could also be, I'm hearing hidden love affair. Didn't that card just come out yesterday or the day before? There is something with work here of working on something where you're going to invest. Person, place, a thing. What is this particular judgment for the weekend? I think judgment calls have just been being made left and right. You have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is like your way of having your stability back. And with the Hermit, this is deep. It's a lot of reflection. It's a lot of understanding. It's a lot of coulda, shoulda, woulda. Why'd I do this? Holding yourself back. Something strange, but in the neighborhood. But it feels like something's sketchy in the neighborhood. No need to call anyone. Let me see what deck to actually know what deck. Let's get a pumpkin. So you wanna play a magic ball, you should know what you're for. This particular deck of cards, it's calling me, so what is going on? What you like? What you like? There's no problem, right? How is it I get pulled to this one deck that I've been using for 4 years, and it just I just don't know what it is. I was just using it the other day. It just, it wouldn't be in here. What the friggle sticks? What the friggle sticks? It's not here, it's not there. This is not the deck I really wanted to use. 'tis is not. I want my black deck with all the words on it. I mean, I really don't see it anywhere. It's very bizarre. Bizarro. Okay. Oh. Is that it? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right. All right, Courtney. Okay. What you like? It's not going back. And I'm singing everything out of tune. So it's more like words. It's like a song, but words. Words of spells. I know we did that the other day. I'm hearing cosmic. So major arcana, hangman, justice, high priestess, hermit, judgment. Damn. I mean, it's like somebody definitely wants to go within and have a new start. That could be any of us in the sense of trying to get out of this situation. I will tell you the drama is heavy. People are making it about them. We have bound, self-worth. Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and try again. I do like the judgment call that was made here or is about to be made. The high priestess. It feels like conflict, but yeah. Can you tell me what this? I want the 5 of Wands and the High Priestess. I'm going to go High Priestess first. Any words for the High Priestess? Divine timing, material world, self-wealth. I just said that all wrong. Material world, divine timing, self-worth. High Priestess. Here in punishment. It could be a punishment. With something's going on with this material. It's where someone's investing. It's almost like somebody feels more confident having money in the bank. That's a given. It gives you a little bit of security, right? But I've been talking about relationships and moving forward and friendships and new projects, etc. Right? So if you're just putting all your energy into one thing, you're gonna stumble. You made a judgment call, or somebody else is gonna make a judgment call, vice versa. That puts you into creating something new and solid. So something could have started off with the Knight of Wands and the Five of Wands. Again, somebody was, I wanted to say hoping, but that's not the word I'm getting. I think somebody just, again, divine timing, but maybe you thought it was going to go a different direction, or they did. Somebody put you in the midst of, it's just inconsiderate energy if somebody wants to drag you into something where you didn't ask for. I mean, we all fall into karmic situations. It's been on the board pretty heavily the last 2 weeks. Living in a material world, because I'm a material girl. That's Madonna, right? But the high priestess is far from that. So this is higher knowledge, higher thinking. This is where I would consider some of us a high priestess, but with the material world being here, maybe, it is something you had to set aside. Let's do this. Tell me about the hangman. Like, to me, this is just energy of somebody hanging around, not really doing the right thing. So there could have been a previous commitment or an ex, definitely something that was going on here, some type of triangle, some type of wonderful. You could be dealing with somebody who you have a bond with. You recognize that there is a connection and it is there. But as quickly as it comes in, it goes out. And somebody here had to make a judgment call, like their passion, their excitement, not necessarily the Knight of Wands, not in this situation with the Five of Wands and XYZ. With the Page of Pentacles, I could see why presumptuous. That's what I'm hearing. What is that? Thinking before presumptuous. You're assuming, right? You're assuming. Is that what that is? Good morning, babe. Good morning. I'm on YouTube. I love you. We'll talk soon. Presumptuous. Meaning of presumptuous? A person or their behavior failing to observe the limits of what is permitted or appropriate. If someone's presumptuous, acting overly bold, forward, entitled, talking liberties, making assumptions, overstepping boundaries without proper permission, justification, often coming across as arrogant, rude, and taking things for granted. So someone definitely took you for granted here. They could be seeing something different now, or something coming to light. There's going to be an exposure over the weekend that involves some type of drama. where it's coming from. So if there's an energy over here that already made a judgment call because it is needing something stable, starting something stable, new, adventurous, passionate. With the hermit, it's once you go into the hermit and you come out, it's you're not supposed to be the same. So it almost feels like feel like making love. It feels there is a sexual thing here, in the sense of it's not even primal. It's almost like you think of somebody or they think of you, and it's really like a trigger. So somebody was, I mean, I'm actually promiscuous. I think this could have been somebody you were just friends with or sleeping with, or again, somebody you just had fun with. But the fact that recognition is here tells me there is a deeper bond. I don't see it on the table in the sense of major arcana. Tell me about this commitment. I mean, someone it could be just, being conflicted, but this is like on hold. Yeah. See, so I don't know if somebody, because I was getting more like fear. So I don't know if somebody here, yeah. See what I'm saying? Like it's destructive energy. Maybe somebody putting things on hold or ghosting you or not doing something, because a page of wands would do that. A knight of wands, a knight of wands in this situation with the 5 of wands and the hangman. This is a tough call because I feel like I'm in like 6 different men's brain right now. It brought me to men, so I'm assuming this is something that has to do with the masculine over here. What is this recognition? So they could have been in a commitment, Dark Night of the Soul. So somebody's definitely going through the ringer here. This, mind you, this is intentional. Peanut butter shit. I do miss him. Miss him. Birds of Prey. It's, yeah, even with this hermit being here as well with judgment, but it feels like different energies, and it's like, but being held back. Now with whatever's going on here with teamwork, the 8 of Pentacles to me is usually like solo. I wanted to say dolo. With the 7 of Pentacles, it's a big investment. Like it's not, this isn't little. It's not a little investment. Someone needs the confidence to like come forward, but there's secrets and there's lies. Is the secret like I love you, or is the secret like I don't care, or there was, tell me about the High Priestess. And I know I already asked about her, like right here. Release, and the answer is no. One more for the High Priestess. So I think it's like this material thing. Yeah, this is someone or a woman, again, going in a new direction and needs to release something, because this energy is not meshing with this energy. This energy here wants nothing to do with the 5 of wands. They want their Ace of Pentacles. They want their Ace of Wands. Level-headed, smart, intelligent, intellectual, sensual. woman of power. I do feel like in another lifetime, you could have been a woman of power. This lifetime, not so much, or you haven't figured it out. I actually just got pulled to voodoo doll. Maybe this is like getting the hell out of Dodge. There's a person and a secret linked here that is not good. Maybe you found out. Maybe your intuition is talking to you. This type of major arcana being placed together is serious. It's not like someone's not going to get hung up here, with justice. Been here, done this. This is, the past, this and that. I do see like fresher energy over here, but not all in, not determined. Again, presumptuous. Was it you or this other person? What is this Six of Cups? It's got to be something from the past, something you've already dealt with. All right, I knew I felt fear there, but I really felt it here. So it could be on both ends, but this is like, I don't know what was going on months before I'm hearing this rat race, whatever this is going on. I don't know what was going on with readings for months with people. I wasn't, here and pulling cards. So it just seems like there was a relationship, something major that still is lingering in somebody's head. And that would make sense. What did that just happen? I don't know if that's supposed to be a tower for you guys. Tower has been coming in and out of these energies. I think Thursday we were leading into the tower. I feel like things are moving around me, like my plant was just moving. Side note, you could have a visitor over the weekend, like a ghostly visitor. Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. This could be you calling in your ancestry. This could be you calling your ancestors, looking into ancestry. There's something very deep here. And there's no escaping it. So there's definitely escapism. We were just dealing with Neptune being at its highest point. Again, it's like not being able to pin everyone's energy, but enough to know. I'm hearing you're not good enough, or you feel like you're not good enough, but that I'm hearing is the man's assumption, but I felt a feminine energy. Now, whatever's not clicking here, you do need to release it. And for some of you guys, it can be work, but you have the stamina, you have what it takes. It's like starting something new with the Nine of Pentacles. To me, it's the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles. It's like the minor arcana to the major arcana for me when I read. And then whatever happens here, and it can be work, right? But whatever happens here, there's a barrier. So work, 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 no time for play, or using work as an excuse, or study as an excuse. Like there's excuses here. And that's more of like a negative energy. That would make sense because I did feel that negativity, but in the sense of self-talk, things like that. I do feel like this Nine of Pentacles right now has an agenda. And what is this Nine of Pentacles? I don't know how I feel about it, because that's something's not flowing here. It's like placed there. It could have been with boundaries. Yeah, no fresh start. No, so this is good. What is this? Eight of Pentacles again. Even though I know I keep doing this with the way to invest. Yeah, see, somebody's just say kind of like not even up to par, but it could be the woman with this unawakened energy too. But I don't feel this is unawakened. This feels like there's inner knowing or knowledge. So there is something that needs to be worked on, and maybe this is why you X'd somebody out of the picture, or XYZ. Like being not on the same page with somebody. This could be somebody who makes excuses for other things, a workaholic. There's so many things, but this seems more subtle. And unawakened, to me, this is just some type of power coming into play here for an energy, for sure. The other energy, tell me about unawakened. Not too sure, because if your head's not in the game, how are you going to link to the 7, 8 of Pentacles, or the 7, and see you got free will? So like it feel in the Divine Feminine at the bottom again. Lesson wants to peek out. One more for unawakened, please. It's almost like you feel you can't get to where you need to be with a certain energy around you, and because that energy is bringing silence or destruction or sorrow with the dark night of the soul, and fear. Everybody has fear. This would be like major conflict, but something, there shouldn't be any conflict here. Somebody's just held up on a past person or something from the past that didn't work, which could be a job, a person, a location. But something came to a halt here. And this side's moving forward. This one's like, all right, I'm going to put my focus on this, go in a new direction, so I can focus on what excites me, what brings out my creativity, where's my passion, how, because this is a big call. This isn't just like a fuck you call. This is somebody that really needs to release a certain situation, because there's too much drama and conflict, and it's taking away from work, studies. Because I really do like this energy over here. Your concentration is elsewhere, and it's you're really going in with the hermit. It's not nonchalant. You're not wiping something aside. Like this was a major decision for you. Did it come with maybe a little bit of anger, hurt, sorrow, frustration, revenge, all those words that people, feelings that people experience? Maybe, I don't know. It doesn't feel like that's here. It feels like, yep, this sucks. So I really think a lot of us here are the high priestess, in the sense of, gotta let this conflict go, whatever this is. and stop. I want to say overthinking, but there's no overthinking here. Whoever made this decision over here, and it does feel like a feminine energy. What type of energies do we have over here in this section? So it's almost like you have the Page of Wands, the Queen of Wands, communication. Yeah, see, this is a feminine energy here and some type of masculine feminine over here. This one is the Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups with the Page of Wands. It's exciting, it's adventurous, you know, wearing your heart on your sleeve, you know, going after what you want, kind of being fearless in the moment, not letting fear catch up to you. I mean, it really is beautiful and stunning to see this energy, especially knowing you want to go in this new direction. So you're working with the Page of Wands, Ace of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, which is also linked to the Page of Pentacles over here and the Knight of Wands. Is this two women? Are you just assuming? Promiscuous girl. I don't know if somebody's worried about you, but right now that should be like the least of their worries, because this energy's got to pull it together like intact. You know, it can be opposite for people too. This could be us without even realizing it. And no, this is more level-headed over here. The way you went about it made sense to you, because you had to shut down these aces. You had to shut down whatever was going on, because there's stuff being hidden. There's untold stories. There's untold tales. There's welcome to the dungeon. We got fun and games. So it's like you think you're going into the jungle, you know? Jungle love, you're driving me mad. You're making me crazy. This just feels like a very smart fucking decision here. And it's not because you know your worth or this and that. It is, but it's not just that, guys. It's almost like a finality. Like, this is energy you probably don't even want coming back around. Do I think this person has changed? I don't know what you've been dealing with for months, guys. Karmically, no. Karmically, still being attached to somebody you shouldn't be attached to. Not everybody wins the rat race. Maybe some of you, you know, you all thought you were in the right race, but some of you are actually playing that freaking mousetrap, you know, and getting caught up, leaving doors open. God, did I leave doors open? I know the feeling, guys. I shut those shit down, and when I did, like, it's huge. It's big, you know. I don't think you're overthinking here. From a woman's perspective, if we're to look at the Hermit, I almost don't want to clarify it, because it's like, don't want the story to change, because I already know it's a strong message. But at the same time, if this is something you just experienced because it was catastrophic, this doesn't look catastrophic. Looks mundane. Catastrophic. Maybe in another lifetime, because I definitely feel another lifetime here. But it's like dead branches. There's no life in this forest. You know, like here they're surrounded by black and white. You're just looking at that knight. That knight is actually sitting. I do like the judgment call card. I just heard I do like the judgment call. So I don't think you're going to question yourself with the judgment call. I'm actually being told to go to the bathroom before I get into this deck, which is really throwing me off. What's going on here? All of a sudden my stomach's hurting. It wasn't hurting. And that just happened after I said, go to the bathroom. But it's like drinking tea. Maybe it's a bathroom thought. Geez, I haven't had one of those in a really long time. I feel like I'm weary, but there's going to be positivity there. So, I mean, I can always go pee. Maybe bathroom thought, routine, mute. So there's like a routine here. So it's, to me, this is a pattern. Hold on, guys. Probably a bathroom thought. Hold on. Okay, and in the meantime, my cat, Cassie, threw up. I'm not getting like a stomach bug or anything like that, but when I went to pick my phone back up, because I was going to do something real quick, the definition of presumptuous came in. So somebody assumed, one assumed it would be different. The other one thought maybe it'd be the same. But it's a disaster. Make sure you're eating and drinking healthy this weekend. My belly went away. I didn't even have to go to the bathroom. As a matter of fact, like I sat on the toilet and I was like, all right, there's got to be a thought. There's got to be something. I'm trying to pee at the same time. I couldn't pee. And then Kessel started puking. And it was like all bile. Bile? Is that what it is? Like all yellow. I don't like when that happens. And she's my oldie one, Kenobi. She'll be almost 21 in a few months. Aries season. She's in Aries. Well, I know she's March. I don't know why that's significant. Where's Lonnie? Good morning. Do you remember Kessel's birthday? I can't remember if it's March 8th or I'm thinking of Lucy's. Can you let me know, please? The Aries cutoff. Where is the Aries cutoff? I want to say it's already cut off. No, April. So she's not an Aquarius. She's not a Aquarius. Pisces, Aries. I don't know why that's significant. I am being pulled to a zodiac. All right, let me know what's going on. With any advice for this hermit ghost? In the realm of shadows, where memories are lost, the echoes of what is gone still haunts me the most. That's got to be on like a deeper level. That did throw me off. See, I knew something over here was going to throw me off. You're not hiding it. You're not blocking it. You're in a new direction. Things might come up. In regards to memory, but I don't know if this, and I kept saying to you, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters. I think you're going to be able to decipher this. I really don't know what this is for you right this second. Tell me about this energy of the ghost. Because it's like, oh man. Haunted house. Within these haunted walls, secrets reside. Ghosts are just memories that will never die. So are you just looking at something as a memory? I hope this has to do with the direction you go in next. In the sense of maybe work. Where is not the butterflies I'm looking for. I'm looking for the ones that what deck is it? It's not out here. I'm looking for what deck is it? Oh yeah, like there's a whole bunch of color on it, like connecting something. I'd really love it if they were just, decks I've already used, but so you want to play with magic? Boy, you should know what you're fighting for. What you like? There's no going. Dark Horse, guys. That's pulling me to like years ago when it was like competition. Oh, here they are. but there wasn't competition in the sense of, once again, knowing your worth. Did it take you time maybe to get out of something? But do you remember with that particular reading for my OGs, you remember, like, it was two women. Like, a woman was trying to come at you karmically, or somebody knows there's another woman involved. But the thing is, guys, on someone's end, it's like, it's over, it's done, it's painful. Wrap it up, move forward, you got a life to live. But there's a woman, didn't this just come out the other day too, with the weekly read, that is like battling you. And this could be multiple women. You might not even know. This could just be a woman that knows about another woman, and so she's projecting it. Like, to me, this is your side. I'm getting anxiety. To me, this is your side. You're not, I don't feel that energy. So it's got to be a karmic energy. And to me, it's like not even a hater. You might end up with somebody in the new year, I'm hearing. Could happen before, but like, meaning like committing or something stronger than what something was. And that person, that woman, might cause an issue, unfortunately. But when I'm hearing, coming at you like a dove, like, how's it go? Something about a guy, right? There's no going back. Oh, boy, you want to play with magic? But I guess it can be girl too, right? But I remember, like, this stage, and this was karmic between women from another lifeline. We have past lives with almost everybody, guys, if it's some type of karmic connection, right? And it can be a hater. It could, you could have been married, kids, no kids, business together, whatever you connected. The other woman might not like you. This could be a work thing, and somebody's intimidated by you, so they run their mouths with this drama, and try to shit talk you and X, Y, Z. I mean, there's different scenarios here for sure, but this feels like you're going to be in a commitment, and there's going to be other women that don't like it. So I don't know why the feminine right now is surrounded with women. I think this energy is solid enough to not give a fuck. If you ask me, with the High Priestess and the Hermit is a given. Do I think like these are energies trying to be ignored? Maybe, but it could also just be saying, hey, you had the memory, it is here. You've gone within plenty of times with this Hermit. How many times you want to go within to question your own intentions, or question your own integrity, question your own intuition? It's just whatever move a particular woman here, to me, would probably be like spiritual, stands tall in her beliefs, like clearly knows her worth, knows what needs to be done next, knows how to incorporate money and love, and whether they've done it before or not, then they know enough that they know what power feels like. They know what depth feels like. This could be, I'm hearing woman of war, a woman of war. Is that a movie? Yeah, see, like, it's like Cleopatra, Nefertiti, being pharaohs. There's only a handful of women pharaohs. You have that type of embodiment. It could be intimidated to other energies, but somebody wants to make you look bad or sad or oppressed, suppressed, repressed, all of them. I'm hearing opposition, but I meant to say oppression. This energy is strong and has been through the ringer plenty of times. We've been talking about that also. It is like an intense energy here, but of depth and intelligence and knowledge, and whatever was blocking or interfering, you released it. Like, no, I'm going in a new direction. I'm not doing this. If it's divine timing, then you know what? That's fine. But something still had to be shut down here because it's reciprocal. And when I'm referring to the dark horse years ago, when I brought that into the read about two women that had past lives together, don't think that you're not going to come around in another lifetime and that person won't cause you conflict, or you have some type of conflict with somebody because decisions made in a different lifetime. It doesn't have to do with the person in this lifetime or the connection you had with that person in this lifetime. It's personal between women here, and that's coming back around, and it's unfortunate, but this energy here is not making anything personal. This is like having your head on strong, whether you know your ass from your elbow right now or not. Like, it's there. You can't just erase all the memories, but it might haunt you over the weekend, the decision you made, but guys, I don't think so. You have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles here. That's not energy of wanting to disrupt anything. What's the meaning behind the song Dark Horse? A powerful witchy woman warns a suitor that she's a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, see, that's why I think you can be very intimidating to somebody here too, because you're not the average billabong is what I'm hearing, and there's nothing wrong with being an average billabong. Most billabongs, am I even saying it right? They're not average anyway. They're adventurous. Boy, you wanna play with magic? It is someone, the route you took, someone's just not used to it, but patterns had to break here. There's no going back. Just like the song, there's no going back. Bum, 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 bum. So you are a force here. I keep getting pulled to voodoo dolls again. I don't know if you guys did voodoo work. And what's ironic? And I told you guys this story all the time in high school. The one girl I was with that ended up with somebody was doing magic, was working with voodoo dolls. But that's their karmic story. To me, you're not trying to prove anything to anyone. You've already let certain situations go here. So I don't know if this energy is going to attempt to come back and it's just like keep it moving, or because the judgment call, you ask me, in regards to the memories, you already kind of like ditched them, but in a good way with the Hermit. Like, the Hermit doesn't pop in and out. The Hermit's reflection, it's going within. It can be an awakening. Women here do look exhausted. Women's rights, women's advocate. Politics, I don't know why that's coming into the reading. You might be really good at it. So tell me about this situation here with the ghost and with more the Hermit. Tell me. We'll see. Yeah, it's gonna each party. I just got pulled to like a colony. I got pulled to like I'm hearing Black Lives Matter, but I'm getting pulled to slavery. Maybe you were a slave. I'm a slave. Is that Brittany? I don't know what goes next. Because you're not a slave here. What the fuck is this message? My goodness. Tell me about judgment, please. Like this is complicated because it's like a pause for everybody, but there's no pause here. It's like keeping it moving. It's time you're being asked to move forward towards your dreams that you've been carrying in your heart. It's time to bring it into the world. You're ready. It's time. So you don't have time to, boy, you better know what you're fighting for. It's empowering. You need a man or another woman in your life that makes you feel empowered, that loves that quality of you. And you don't even have to be I'm hearing women's rights activist. What the fuck? Maybe that should be a job for somebody. It's like leaving these memories behind, starting new. Tell me about the Hermit, please. One more for the Hermit. Coming at you like a dark horse. Pausing, yeah. You're being asked to pause before making a quick decision or moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at the possibilities, outcomes, and make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. The decision's already been made, right? You know what I want to do next? A majority of my OGs have an idea. But this is almost like your stronger suit might be to empower women. Me, I love empowering women, but I love working with the masculine too. Like each chromosome is just as important to me than picking a side. But you get pulled to slavery. I'm a slave, whatever that Britney song is. And a message for these aces. I think I don't know, guys. It got changed right there. It might just be something. Abundance. You're being asked to open your abundance, to believe that you will be deserving of all of it, to believe that it will flow to you. This is the first important step towards receiving it. Breathe deeply and trust that it's on its way. So that passion, that desire, that stability, it is coming to you. It might just be in a different form because you're done dealing with the fucking ghost of Christmas past. It's torturing. And I was actually laying in bed in the other night and it's like, how do you just dissolve like memories? So it's funny that came in. I didn't really get an answer, but it's the first time it was really in my head. You can push something aside, whether it's out of fear, resentment, anger, sorrow. But this is stronger. This is solid. Like this is powerful. You're being asked to open up to abundance. So I hope you are not going to use any magic or voodoo dolls to try to wipe certain memories because that will backfire on you because every memory that you've gone through, every memory that you hold was an experience you've gone through. Coming at you like a dark horse. This is a fierce woman. But I feel like it doesn't feel like somebody, I want to say like somebody Didn't believe in you, or do you believe in love after? Got blocked. Something with a C. But then I'm getting pulled to the C. Okay, they purposely blocked me from that message for you guys. I'm sorry. Underestimated you. But this isn't about somebody underestimating you. This is, you can't fuck with me if you wanted to. This is my elephant. Holy shit. That was years ago too. With my elephant photo that's over there, where the photo for me is actually empowering. So I think it's time. Oh, I like it right there on the wall though. Fuck. I think it's time to bring it to the desk. Fuck. It looks really pretty on the wall over there though, guys. But do you see my hesitation? But like, for good reason. I mean, is it a good reason? I just like where it is. But my OGs will remember, like, this is like, you can't fuck with me if you wanted to type of empowerment. And it's what I got off of. Yeah, see, that picture played a big role in our readings. And this is stuff that we've learned. We've empowered each other. I've empowered myself to empower you guys. Like, that's not easy. I can't even tell you how thousands of emails years ago, like how much appreciation that people had for me. Blew my mind because I'm over here just trying to get through my own shit and trying to figure things out as I fucking go. But come to find out, you know, I'm really good at what I do, but this in particular with the tarot doesn't bring me happiness. It was an obstacle to just get over there. Tarot brings me happiness, but not anymore. That there's knowledge, there's aspiring for other things. Like, it just hits me differently. And what we don't use tarot like we're supposed to, you know, it's basically more of I'm sorry if I'm insulting anybody, or it's like, oh, I don't want to be on this channel anymore. Like, maybe you should listen a little longer, because everything that I speak about is straight up facts. And you would know that through a real, genuine connection with yourself and the things that you've taken yourself out of. Red bottom shoes. Wasn't that song popular years ago? Some red bottom shoes. I could be wrong. That hasn't come to me in a long time. I think it's a song. Hey Siri, is there a song? Hey. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Hey Siri, is there a song, Red Bottom Shoes? Can't find on Apple Music. I didn't ask you to just look on Apple. Red Bottom Shoes song. It's almost pulling me to like painting the town red. Cardi B. I don't know. I'm gonna get flagged with all this music I've been playing. I gotta know if this is the song. It's I didn't see anything that said red bottom shoes. I could be wrong. Do you guys know if this is the song? If you wanted to, these expensive, these is red bottoms, these is dirty shoes. I don't know this song like that. I make money move. Say I don't gotta dance, I make money move. If I see you now speak, that means I don't fuck with you. I'm a boss, you a worker, bitch. I make bloody move. Now she say, gon' do what or who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be. You in the club, this to party, I'm there, I get there to be. I be in and out them bed so much, I know they tired of me. Enjoy your day too. Don't give a fuck about who ain't bottom me. Got two mixtapes. So I don't know if this is like empowering. I mean, Cardi B tries to empower. She's getting into the political aspect of things, which I think is great, because sometimes I say be one or the other, but to advocate for different things, regardless of who you are, you have a platform and you have an opinion, and it comes from your heart. You are going to see things like this. So I don't know. So you guys must be really good at empowering women. Because fuck, it was hard to empower myself. I think all of this with even my OGs, like, we did it together. I wasn't already empowered when I came on YouTube as a reader. This experience has empowered me. What's Paint the Town Red? What's that one? Paint the Town Red. Doja Cat. I'm just getting like more like, is this a song of empowerment too? Is this empowering too? Can't remember what this is about. Okay, yeah. Bitch, that's what I say. I'd rather be famous instead. This is like, fuck your haters. Okay, so you're definitely liberated. My happiness is all of your misery. I put they God in my kidneys. This one child don't come with no jealousy. My illness don't come with no remedy. I am so much fun without Hennessy. They just want my love and my energy. You can't talk no shit without penalties. Bitch, I'm your shit if you suffer me. I'm going to glow up one more time, trust me. I have magical foresight. You gon' see me sleeping in courtside. You gon' see me eating 10 more times. Ugh, you can't take that bitch nowhere. Ugh, I look better with no hair. Ugh, ain't no sign I can't smoke hair. Ugh, yeah, give me the chance and I'll go there. Bitch, I said what I. Yeah, I mean, people are underestimating you. I don't know if one point you underestimate yourself. I think we all go through something like that. And let's just play this dark horse to get it out of the reading. Well, it's not really going to go out of the reading, but why did it just bring me to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon? Oh, oops. What was this just about again? Didn't I look up what Dark Horse was about? Oh, like a fierce woman. This is what started the whole thing. I don't know whether to play the lyrics or the video. I am kind of liking that video though. It's taking you to like another lifetime, Egyptian lifetime. Interesting.
Like a good neighbor, stay by me.
I actually remember when Katy Perry first started. Do you remember? Like, do you guys remember when I first started reading? Something was going to come up. I don't remember now. I mean, this is lifetimes. It could stem from like an Egyptian era too. But I was like, I'd like to write songs for these women, like Halsey, that type of stuff. And I know I'd be good at like writing a book and this and that, but guys, it's exhausting. Everything I've went through to repeat it, that's one of my weaknesses. I don't want to teach that all over again. Knowing I have the knowledge, knowing I'm an excellent guru, knowing that, I can empower certain people, but I got to find my thing again to empower myself. And, this could just be empowering you, fuck everybody else. It's almost like your Doja Cat or Katy Perry or like Cardi B. Like it's like this, I'm hearing women of the sexist. No, year of the sexist. Well, I'm hearing like Little Kim, and Foxy Brown. They loved Foxy Brown, but everybody loved Little Kim. And I was like, and they'll be like, oh, she's whack. Why are you listening to fucking Foxy? Because Foxy is my fucking chick and I love her. Right? It's like being an outcast, being a rebel, it's who I am, it's who we are. Can't find your place. Find yourself, things like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we could all write about our stories or tell about our stories. I've been doing it. Is this my 7th year with you guys? I don't know. It's just what we've learned and gone is okay. It's too painful. I'll admit it. But I didn't feel like I needed to admit that. But there's that painful thing too, like memories, but it is painful for me. It's painful to the point where it causes nothing but sorrow and frustration and aggravation and needless thoughts. But there is other places you can go. It's almost like me just talking about tarot. Like, don't get offended. I love it. It's still my hobby. I love my cards, but this is more like a hobby or checking in, or well, I don't consider it a hobby like this. I love tarot. I don't like the industry. The industry needs to be torn down and rebuilt, and the government's trying to do that, guys. So be on your fucking toes here, because you don't want the government rebuilding our industry. For you to dim on my shine. I almost wrote Weekend Enemies. So it's not just underestimating you. It's more powerful than that. And I think these people or whatever's going on know it, want to stop it. Others want to empower you. Whatever your next move is, regardless of who you are right now, if you're on this side's going to take, it's going to take time. There's a lot of things here that still need to be discussed here. I don't feel like getting into somebody else's mindset besides ours, the positive outlook, not the
negativity and the regret and this and that. It's like you had time, you had choices, you had XYZ. I'm not saying that, you know, people don't deserve second chances, but how many? I'm hearing 7. You want to give 7 chances, or 7's a very spiritual number too. Again, I don't think it's underestimated, like that word. I think it's more like just unexpected. Because you were the Queen of Cups, you were the Queen of Wands, you were the Page of Wands, you were the Princess of Wands, you were the Ace of Cups. I'm not saying you were the whole package, but you have a lot of potential. I don't know if it scared somebody, or they're like, oh, I just don't want to be with somebody with you, but then maybe they had an experience. Like I'm not quite sure. Negligence, neglect, somebody neglected you. There was negligence here. I'm hearing speak up. This women's rights. Yeah. Something must be going down in the media soon too, but we do need more. Oh yeah, because we were talking about quartz cult, right? Yeah, we do need more empowering energy like that. So for me to go in and reteach all this to everybody, that's not empowering to me, if that makes sense. Like there's no empowerment there. Been there, done that. I need to move on to those who have already been through these particular things. Because in all reality, when I was sitting the other night too, I even said to myself, like, why do I even watch tarot anymore? Like, it just, you don't need tarot. Which would make sense why my OG stuck with me for so long, because it's us. It's not about tarot. It's not about me making money. It's not about me just my opinion and drawing people in. Like, no, it's not like that. It's time to empower in a different way. You know, if you build it, they will come.
So you wanna play with me? You should know that you're fine for me. Baby, do you dare do this? 'Cause I'm coming at you looking back. Stop. There's no going back.
I can see the territorial thing there. I'm very territorial too. You're mine. But not in a bad way. You know, it's more of a protective way. It's not even in a way of jealousy. This is like there's no going back. And I think this person knows there's no going back to what it was. Can something here be made into something that is solid? Absolutely. Who comes along for the ride? I don't know. You don't have the right people around you, but this is telling me that there was already somebody that already knows you can be powerful. You knows like this and that. And it you know, men don't like to be intimidated by women. Too bad, so sad. I guess, you know, I never really thought that was a thing until I was liberated and free and I was me, and, you know, and then men, they love it. But when it comes down to it, like a commitment or this, the whole, everything changes. They overlook so many things because they don't want to feel less empowered. If you're with the right person, you guys are empowering each other. You know, that's really what it boils down to. And that's the type of energy you need around. I'm hearing sisters, cousins, like, you know, something is going to I don't think the words prosper, gain. Something here is going to, you're in for a whole new world. And that doesn't happen overnight, guys, right? But this is something that's already been in the works. This is a prime example of like me. This is like, okay, cards are calling out a little bit, they're calling our OGs out a little bit, but like, how many times do we want to hear this reading of this message? And that's where I think, if anything, we need to empower each other a little more here and there. So I guess that part would make sense. Let's see the vibe I'm getting over here. I mean, you are going to have haters, just like anyone, anything. I'm getting pulled to food, peas, a snow pea, but I'm bacteria. I hate to say, be careful with greens. Not like a lettuce. It feels more, not like an avocado, or that could be a big pea, but no, it's like snow peas or peas. If you're eating out of a can, even if it's like a good brand, always check the date. I know I'm bad at doing that. I wouldn't eat anything frozen. Your body needs nutrients. I can't tell if I'm being pulled to like the Goya, like the green pigeon peas that I love in like Spanish rice with olives. I love all the green things in Spanish rice. So you could be dealing with someone who's Spanish. That's not the first time that message just came in. I don't know why I got pulled to Spanish rice over here. Just be careful with any frozen vegetables, any type of peas. It's a pigeon pea, but to me, it's like a bean, even though it's a pea. It's just something like what I prefer in my Spanish rice. So, like fresh sofrito versus frozen sofrito. I don't know if somebody's here frozen in fucking time. Maybe, especially with the hangman being here. Injustice. Like, until somebody makes the right decision for themselves, and it doesn't even have to be anything to do with you, you were definitely a catalyst. They were a catalyst for you. You were a catalyst for them. Could it have been more? Clearly. I've been reading it for weeks and I've been gone for months. So I know there could have been. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, right? We're not doing that. No coulda, woulda, shoulda anymore. Maybe this was meant to empower you again, but I still feel like there is a special bond here, and it's not the bond of all the karmic women. I don't know why karmically you have more women haters. Growing up, I had more women hate me. Like, I was just one of the guys. I would hang out with the men on the bleachers. Like, we would have a blast, and it was only a few women, and people used to say like, oh, I thought you were a bitch or scary to confront you. And it's like, never my intentions, ever. I guess it's just how they perceived me. But at the same time, we're also young, so there's jealousy there, right? Other women don't like women hanging around a group of men, that, especially if they're interested in them. So it's just taking me back to high school too. But I hope you know where I'm going with that, because I have no idea. I just lost my train of thought. I guess I'm saying, I guess I do empower. I am empowered without even realizing it. I know my worth. I know my empowerment. I know that. But like, this is a different type of click. This person is a little intimidated with your empowerment. They could feel insecure. But this is stuff like they need to work on. I mean, could have been, coulda, shoulda, woulda, maybe a power couple, a power couple, prime example, I dated somebody one time and he said me and her are a power couple. I'm like, you guys are not a power couple. You're not even close to a power couple. In his mind, a power couple meant big money, like big pharma, you know, like they both make big money. That's not a power couple. A power couple is a couple that empower others, they empower each other. And that's where they get their strength from. It's not about who's got more money, who's got less money, or who's got more love, who's got less. It's your morals, it's your values, it's your structure, your belief structure system. It is, even if it's opposite beliefs, guys. It was there and now it's gone. Is it coming back? I don't know. I don't want to tell you it is or it's not. I don't think it's relevant right now because you're in a place of power, and it's not a place of anger. It's really coming from your soul. You made a soul decision here. It wasn't fuck you, you know, this is not going to work for me. I'm repeating patterns, or they're repeating patterns. I'm hearing white rabbit. White rabbit. Isn't there a white rabbit in Alice in Wonderland? What's the thing behind a white rabbit? My dad put something on last night, and it was like a white dove, and it was white bird, and I was like, okay, feels like it's something symbolic there, like not just the dove. And now we got a white rabbit. You're a white rabbit. What? What's it mean if somebody was to call you a white rabbit? Like trickery? Like usually refers to their anxious nature. White rabbit moment, a sudden event leading to a major life change on new paths. Also means the guide is unknown, someone who introduces you to someone extraordinary or a different superstition. Just saying white rabbits on the first of the month is lucky. I didn't know that, so let's remember to say white rabbit on the first of the month. It's like you got powers like you don't know, you know, like it's almost exhausting to have this conversation because I've had it with you before, and I know people who are new, you're probably like really bummed out with how I'm addressing this, but I'm hearing the goddamn fucking truth, and I don't use the Lord names and any of the Lord's names in vain. Like it's not a thing for me. We are more empowered than we think we are, so we go up and in and out of these stages, but it's like them talking right to me. But it's like I kind of already know I have that empowerment, but I'm hearing, so what the fuck are you doing about it? Nothing really. What is this, like a fucking therapist session with Courtney? You know, it does cause for a pause right now, even though you're headed in the right direction. But you're being asked to pause before making a quick decision and moving forward. Allow yourself to step back, look at the possibilities, the outcomes, make sure you're heading in the right direction before moving forward. So something might come in over the weekend, a thought, an idea, a person, place, a thing. If you're questioning it, sit with it before shutting it down in the sense of yay or nay, because we already, tell me what this yay or nay is, because we already have the answer is no, you know, but that refers to a lot of different things. You could be dealing with a spring baby, you could be a spring baby, something could have happened in the spring, you got forgiveness, fifth dimension, you know, see, this is a much higher connection. This could be March, a March birthday. I keep getting pulled to February and March. But as far back as Aquarius. Are we going into what? No. You have the Aquarius dragon. Snake is right now, right? Mythological creatures. something could have happened in the spring that you were just like, yep, no, there's no going back. That might be something you need to recognize with the spring card. I'm not positive. An idea you wanted to launch or you thought of. Maybe you wrote it down, you didn't, because spring seems to be significant right here. Tell me about spring. Mute, numbing, vibration. Yeah, so something didn't go so good in the spring time, or maybe you had a really rough spring. I feel like I had a lot of good times this year, but it just was a rough fucking year. But spring is important here, not in the sense of upcoming spring. It could be. Spring does start in March. April? March. April? April. March? Help me out, guys. How do I not even remember that? Easter is one of my favorites. April. Any advice with this? Give. One of the best feelings you can experience is giving to others. When we do so, we feel uplifted and our lives improve greatly because of someone else's happiness. Think of one way you can give to another today. And that would be with like empowerment. And here I am being like, but you got celebrate at the bottom of the deck. It is, if you're stuck on something or it's like, if something's not working, put it aside. Rethink it all. Be strategic. People say think outside the box. We've always been thinking outside the box. That's not new to us. We're thinkers that, not in a societal way, we use different parts of our brain to get to where we need to be to escape the trap. This forgiveness, you might have to forgive me yourself. Tell me about forgiveness. This could be somebody else that wants to empower you. Be careful if it's not like a loved one or a lover. Do be careful because I'm getting pulled to politics. So don't sign with the wrong people, the right people. Like, there might be something this spring in regards to a contract. Fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. And you do have something coming in over the weekend, but it feels like it is something in the spring, but there's something that happens this weekend. It could just be spiritual, powerful, uplifting. It could just be energy. For some of you, this is something that's going to take off in the spring. For others of you, this is something that's taking off this weekend. I also think like this is me being a catalyst for you guys to get something moving too. Being a catalyst does come with a little discouragement. Other times it's powerful. Like somebody put you where you're at, but through appreciation, but a powerful appreciation, but did that person teach you to be greedy? Did they teach you just to make money? Did they teach you, you know what I mean? Like there's so many different things and events that happen in one's lifetime. And this is, it's like Ghosts from Christmas Past or something. Like there's a lot of stuff coming out in this reading in the last 7 years that have done with you guys. So this was probably some 7-year cycle of something. But now it's like, it's going to be different. Because now there's nobody that can really get in your way. You know what you want, what you're looking for. If it comes around, you know, it's nice to start something new, and it's fun and it's playful, and you know, people like to keep it simple. But when you ask to just keep it simple, like, I get what people mean, like, yeah, keep it simple, but then that also means you're blocking out any possibility of any type of future dynamics, feelings. You know, it is kind of unpractical, as practical as it sounds, because this isn't easy, but this is something that can become easy. It's almost like people, I'm ready for 2026 too. It's like people don't know me until like they get to know me, or you know, it's maybe it feels wrong, but it's right. And Spirit's like, give it some time, give it thought. It's got to be something, because somebody here wants to do the right thing. I can't say if it's too late or not. Your life is extremely important. Where you go next is extremely important. Your business is extremely important. Your mindset is extremely important. And you need people in your life that value that. I don't care if I'm friendless, you know. Marsh, one of my best friends, ride or die for sure. We've gotten in fights and stuff. Like, she doesn't like the way I go about certain stuff, or I don't like the way you talk to me. Like, we're adults here. Like, we really need to see both sides of a situation. Like, we really had to sit down and say, I don't like this about you, and how you come at me like this or that. And we know each other's faults. But I'm okay losing her if it means I'm better off not dealing with chaos, or somebody who wants to trump me, or wants to be center of attention, or I'm not saying any of this about me and her, but I'm just saying, like, that's not the vibe you want to vibe with, right? You really got to consider who your friend is. I'm that person. I'll tell you, like, you treat me the same way I treat you, you have me until the day you die. I don't even have to know you for long. That's just who I am. I don't wish hate, or I don't wish anything on anybody. You know, karma sometimes, like, karma, you know, needs to kick in, but like, this didn't have to be karmic. Somebody allowed it to be karmic. I think your mind was just spinning over here. And this is where you guys kind of had the tower too, but it's more empowering. You cutting ties, I don't see somebody here cutting ties to feel more empowered. I see somebody cutting ties to get out of the drama, to get out of the conflict, to get out of whatever this is. And that's how you're supposed to get out of something, you know, is really, at the end of the day, realistically, if it's not healthy, if it's not suiting you, if someone's keeping you on read, if somebody's doing bad, or, you know, people use that as manipulative contacts. You might have some manipulative people on your phone, guys. But manipulative, what was I going to say? Contacts throw me off. Guess it's not meant to come out. It's the second time I got blocked from something. So I don't know if that's a good thing. Like, this wouldn't be you thinking about the same person who's hurt you over and over. This would be an older energy, but it could be a newer energy, something that set you off. To me, you already know your worth. So if it's not working for you, you're not going to stay stagnant, because this is already telling me who you want to be, and it's not somebody in the public eye necessarily. That's not what this read is about. This is telling me where your passion, excitement, your heart, your soul, where your soul lies. You know, you can love somebody with all your heart, but your souls remember. But if you're not going to incorporate that soul connection and feel it in your heart, it's not going to work. It's all you're doing is taking other people for granted. You know, so this might be one of these situations where it's a real eye opener for somebody here, and it might throw you off guard because you're not hoping this energy comes back around. I know for a fact you're not. It's very clear. So if something does come back around, I don't know if it's going to be a shock. But I just feel like there's energies from the past. Like you would have thought this was somebody from like years ago or something, but it's not. That energy is gone. We're all in certain energies right now. Yeah, notice breakup, makeups, new jobs, this catastrophes, collapsing, being rebuilt. Like it's just the energy we're in right now, the planetorial energy. Like everybody's being hit the right way. But now we have this new moon, which I actually think might even be today. Happy new moon, White Rabbit. There is a new cycle. Spirit's asking you to give it a shot, but this is not the other people you thought it was, or you thought for years was coming. I mean, doesn't it suck that we stay in a lesson for so long and we just repeat the bad habits over and over? I'm that person that I repeat them multiple times before I learn from them because I'm out for my own intent sometimes too, right? But this is, especially with the high priestess, you're not fucking around here. Like it's just, you can't erase the past, but you can certainly move forward. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening. There might be an unexpected situation that comes in that could be very empowering. What is this? Forgiveness. So you might want to think before you act or respond. Compassion, yeah. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break instead of being a taskmaker, a bully, or a horrible friend. Be a loving comforter who always has your back. And we were just talking about that. This is what you need. This is what we all deserve. You know, and I want to say it's not necessarily a need. It's more of a want, because you don't feel the need anymore to make something work, if that makes sense. And when that happens, it will trigger other energies to go in other directions, especially if they're all fucked up about something, or you got a hater, or you got this, and then you got the other people that watch me from my past that's like, oh, she must be talking about me. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I did for years. Thank God I'm not anymore. It's exhausting. I ended up going in a certain direction that I knew probably wouldn't have a good outcome. But I used that energy to ignore other energies. Was that wrong of me? Not necessarily, because the direction I was going in was with an energy that it can be whatever. You know, it's shit like that. Does somebody value you more? I mean, I don't know. Somebody's going through the ringer. You could have triggered it, but you were meant to. And not all catalysts, is what I was trying to say, are bad. You know, there's good ones too. I think this time something went in your favor, like in the sense of like you were their catalyst because they weren't on track. They thought they weren't. But I can tell you right now, you might not be on track. I'm not on track. This sounds and looks like I'm on track. I'm not. I know I'll get there. I know I'm capable. This is here. Been there, done that, known this. It's me getting out of my own way. This energy needs to look at things from a different perspective and get out of their own way to see that, boy, you want to play with magic? You better know what you're fighting for. Because there's this fucking woman here, and she needs not even, this one's not even a want. Would you want the right man or woman? Yeah. This is a need though. And but it's not a bad need. It's what you deserve. You need somebody that feels like safety and protection and has your back and empowers you when you're down and builds you up when you're down. And, it's that I took a compassionate route in the last month or so, which is shocking. I've sworn in the conversation, but I haven't sworn at them. Out of a promise we made each other, but that promise should have been a different type of promise. Was it a good one, good intentions, is still a great promise? Yes. But I want to say the key word this weekend is compassion. And it could be for yourself. Forgive yourself for think you got played again. Forgive yourself for thinking this or that. But I see this energy, whatever. I'm past it. Because the pain doesn't come up anymore if you're in an energy of just moving forward. And a catalyst job is to go back and forth. Been situations where I knew I was a catalyst and I said, fuck it, I don't care. And then there's other times that I always thought other people were catalysts for me. And then I started realizing I was catalyst for them as well. And it's mutual. And if we can both do that for each other, why not do it together? And that's when all, things get in your way. What you don't have, we're going in transit and we've been in one. If you can't empower each other and at the end of the day have these type of conversations where there's trust and loyalty and vulnerability and this and that, you're not going to get very far. So there's no point in something that is not in it anymore. His heart was never in it and yours was. You felt it in your heart. Pain, happiness, they felt it in their mind. It was it's just over here. This is like being, something's held up and you're like, I'm not doing it. You got demon, the temptation of living, the fear of regret, dancing among the ashes from the flames of hell. Hi. Can I answer your text? Yes. Sorry, I'm still on YouTube. Love you. Bye. Jesus. It's gotta be important. Okay, I'll take a picture of my license right now. She's booking our flights. I did say something about it when I went to the bathroom. There was something with flights, and then I was like, "Oh, it didn't come back in. Maybe you just need a vacation." Let me just grab my license real quick. I didn't even think I was going to take this trip. I really wanted to go other places, but this is going to be a good trip. Let me just send her this photo. I need a window seat, non-negotiable. Love you. Unless it's way cheaper, then I'll suck it up. But I need a window seat. I'll probably have a panic attack if I don't have a window seat. When I need the window. I'm not crazy about flying, but I'll do it. This is kind of getting out of my own way too by planning this trip. I mean, we're going to be gone, me and her, for 10 days. We are literally 9 days, literally spending 2 nights in one city, 2 nights on another island, 2 nights in another city, 2 nights visiting other people we know are there, and then 3 nights at the beginning, actually Daytona, the beginning of Bikers Weekend. Like Florida wouldn't have been a guess for me to go to. I considered it just going for the weekend to meet up with friends, like people we met in Tennessee and certain things, or just going myself and sitting on a beach. So I'm glad she actually pushed me to do it because she's like, you've been saying you want to see Meme for so long and you want to see Nana and you want to see XYZ. And it's true. You know, I've been to Florida a few times, but I've never actually stayed in Florida. Well, I have, but not like that. You know, West Palm, trying to hit Miami, Daytona, the Village, and a couple other places. And there's one place where we're spending where it has like all sand thing, like sand dunes, like where people boat. Like you can go straight to Cuba that way, straight to somewhere else that way. It's like being at the end of it, like a triangle or something. I'm getting pulled to Bermuda Triangle. I would have preferred a different country, but I think I kind of got forced into this where I'm like, oh, I really need to get out. But we turned it into like a vacation, like to remember. Like we're not just in one location. We're visiting 5 or 6 locations. And we could choose to spend more time at Bike Week. I mean, we just happen to be hitting it, but we're not because it's kind of our time to just explore places that we haven't, and there's so many things to explore, right? So it's not like tourist attractions. That's not what I'm talking about. It's staying in spots that are gonna bring you back to life, like the energy, like it's important. And I almost like, Bike Week sounds awesome, but that's dealing with a lot of fucking energies. But we might as well go out with a bang. Might as well, right? So it's going to be very interesting. I've been trying to, I kept saying girls trip in 2 different countries. You need a vacation. If you can't get away, remember when I said the other day, like you needed to take a break with something, or you needed rest. Some people, yeah. Other people's, no, that's just staying in a position and not solving your problems and just giving it a few days thinking it's going to get better. It's not. It's backfiring. And I think someone's starting to like also figure that out. I've never been to Daytona, but it's bikers weekend. So I don't think we're not going to have fun. You know what I mean? And then there's like little islands. Like, you ever Google like the top 10 things that people never do in Florida that are like amazing? We're hitting a couple of like those up. Like, we're going where like people don't really go, but the ones that find it, I'm sure will be very happy. You know, we're going from one end to the other end. There was one place, it's almost like showing it to you. Good morning. I'm on YouTube. I'll be up shortly. Top 5 places in Florida that people don't get a chance to see because they're too busy being a tourist. They're too busy doing this. National Park, I'm not doing that. Like top hidden attractions, you know, it's like something like that. It's like where the locals go to get away too. That would make sense, right? Hidden gems. Let's just see.
Florida is a huge state, and it's home to a ton of finding new parts of the cavern to this day. The temperature in the caves are 65 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but I'm now actually excited for it. I might take my own personal trip before that because that one's in February. You know, I could go sit in a cabin for 4 days, an hour or two away from me, or I can just go to another state for 3 or 4 days. It's like how my daughter does weekend trips and I just never understand it, right? But now I get it because I feel like getting on a plane and going to Georgia or going to Texas and just doing my own thing by myself and just enjoying. I'm hearing nightlife and energies and land and shit like that. I don't know. It's just me. I don't look at Florida as a vacation. So for me, it's odd. It's an odd place for me to choose. I don't know. But it's kind of like getting out of your own way. And there was a bathroom thought when I was in there real quick though with something with the plane, and it didn't have to do with Marsh. Planes came in the other day too. You know, it could just talk about travel, spending time together, getting away, getting out of your own head. This could be you creating a safe space. You know, be proud of yourself and where you are now, where you're about to go, what you've accomplished. I mean, it's time to enjoy life. And you know, I've been holding back on that for 4 years now. You know, how can I be happy when my mother's dying? Or, you know, it's just, how can I move forward in life when, you know, everybody else is sad around me? We all have our reasons and it's hard. And I am working on it, guys. I am pushing myself through this. But it's just not easy. Like, started physical therapy again. I'm at the point where, so now it's like getting personal in the sense, like with my health. Like, technically right now, they want to say I'm 70% disabled. That's not good news to me. Okay. It's different markers, different tests. But I'm wondering, for years and years, they told me I was going to live with pain my whole life. They've been telling me since the accident, like, this is just a situation you're in. And it's like, no, I don't believe it. And I still don't believe that I'm 70% disabled. But I don't know if I'm in fucking denial here either, right? I just know it hurts every day and it keeps me from doing daily tasks. But is that something I now have to accept, that I do have this disability the rest of my life? I don't want to believe it, though. I don't want to accept it. I still want to believe that I can do physical therapy or little things every day for 6 months to get better. Like, I'm determined. But the littlest thing, a twist, this, the fibro, like I'm telling you, it's like, and I'm not one to complain, guys. And, I'm looking at the accident. I'm like, okay, January 2nd, 4 years. That is a long fucking time to not heal. And that brings me back to like the depressive thoughts and the medicines and the doctors and the neglect. I didn't mention neglect, right? That plays a powerful spot in my brain, because if they caught things sooner, and I was my own advocate, but then I turned into a hypochondriac, apparently, because I was self-advocating. But if I didn't self-advocate 3 major shit and enforce it, I wouldn't have found out about 3 different conditions. I had 2 torn labiums, each hip labrals. The left one I had never fixed. The right one I had surgery. 3 years later, 3 years after the fact, guys. Actually, it was 2 years after the fact. But it's bullshit. And now it's like my back and my hip and everything. It's just like, doctors already told me I had a body like a 60-year-old, in the sense of the accident escalated everything. Every part of my body escalated it. Already losing white matter, traumatic brain injury that they wanted to say was just post-concussion. I could have been seeing certain cognitive therapists, but it took me 1.5 years to get an appointment. Guess what? I have one in April. Like, who fucking cares? The damage is fucking done. I've been complaining the whole fucking time. And it's exhausting. So all these memories are coming back to me, and it's very discouraging, and it's hard to get myself out of it. And I will. And I didn't think I would talk about it again with you guys, but somehow there's always something where I feel the need to talk about my own personal shit. Does it help me? I hope so. Because sometimes it's like humiliating, or it's this. I mean, how many times did my brain say to you guys, like, what did I just say? It's like another reason why I got off YouTube 4 or 5 months ago. I couldn't even rely on my own fucking brain. Okay. So, and they want to put me on medicine. They want to do this. And it's like, no, I got to find my way back to my own brain, figure out what needs to be rewired, figure out what's not connecting that needs to be connected, and do it in a healthy way. Vitamins, nutrition, herbs, mental mind thought, emotional mind thought, I'm hearing rage. Maybe you do have a lot of rage and you never knew it, but you have way more compassion than you do rage. I've never really gotten to like rage, maybe a couple times, but didn't follow through. But I've had one hell of a year. And then working through pain this whole entire time. It's just, it makes life hard. And since my mom passed, like, I don't enjoy cooking. I have nothing Christmas in the house yet. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, and now it's like almost like being forced to get back into something, which is great. So, you know, holding on to whatever's being held on here, it does have to go. But it's got to be a ghost. It's got to be a memory. But I got to tell. I used to talk to myself all the time. I have a higher self, right? So I'm actually afraid to even go back to my books to see if I can still retain knowledge. Like, this is a hard period in my life, guys, that I'm pushing through a good way versus taking certain medications and put you back on this, and this medication will help this will help this will lower that. No, because then none of my brain signals are communicating. So I'm going to get there, and I get it. And I love that I have you guys to talk about stuff like this. But this is the type of read it is. Like, it's heavy. I am hearing, 2026 will be like no other. But this is also stuff like, for me, this is everything building up at once for the last 6 months, or having to repeat the same shit. Like, I don't want surgery, so I did physical therapy again. I've been doing physical therapy for almost 4 years, guys. Like, my therapist now, not very encouraging, but she's like, I'm only giving it like maybe 4 weeks, but I still get dizzy and lightheaded and nauseous throughout the day. And I don't even think it's my blood pressure at this point. My doctor doesn't think it's neurological, but there is something that starts with a D. He mentioned it the other day, and it sets your balance off. Sometimes you need surgery for it. It throws your balance off. You do get dizzy and lightheaded when standing up or lifting your head. So we got to figure out how to diagnose that, if that's what's going on with me, and how to fix it, because it's been going on for years, but the last year it's a lot worse, right? Had to wear a heart monitor because my stress is so bad, or my anxiety, all these things that I mask or don't want to think about, or I just don't think about. And each day there was like, it's good, but like a major event, and honestly, the anxiety that I have when I feel it or can't feel it, or the stress and the pain, it is weakening my heart. And that's scary. That stress can actually affect your heart. So if my heart's not pumping the right way and it's not regulating the way it needs to and getting the oxygen that it needs to because of different pathways that are shut down, I'm almost screwed, we've retrained our brain plenty of times. What I do next is retraining a brain too, but I have to find my way back into my brain to put things into you guys' brain the right way. I'm not going to go into something and neglect something. Like, that's a prime example with spring. Like, I can jump right into it because my brain will still allow me to do what needs to be done. But if I'm not understanding all of it, then my intentions that I project are not going to reach you the way they need to. So it's like just seeking answers or wanting answers. I just tell me what it is so I can find a way to fucking fix it myself. So it's just, I'm going to get there. That's all I can say. And I am struggling, and it's a lot. But we're good, guys. Like we're good. Like this is, even me talking about it. We're picking seats when we check in. What the fuck? I'm not even having this conversation with you right now. It's like check out what? Check out. Not in the sense of like check out, but like check out. I think just the vacation, like check out, get out of your own way. It's what I'm going through is not easy. I do think talking to you guys does help me. It doesn't feel like it helps me. But again, like I can't, came on YouTube. I'm not the only one that thinks the way I think. And I knew there was others, and we're here for each other. And me being uncomfortable talking about some things and other, this has broke me. There's just 4 major things in this year that have broke me. And I've never really had to learn. I've always picked up the pieces of certain things, don't get me wrong. But now I'm having to learn new ways of picking up the pieces because my brain works differently. So I need to find my wires again. I need to find out what's being blocked, what's being, it's stuff like that. But you got to be careful. It's not all medicines or vitamins. It doesn't work for you. Like, oh, take this so, your cortisol levels are down, or, wear estrogen or take estrogen. So, it evens it out. Like you don't want to fuck with your hormones. I know my hormones right now are fine. They're probably a little out of whack, but not enough where I can't recognize there's more going on than, menopause. I was talking to my sister the other night. She's like, it could be menopause. I forget this and I forget this. And I'm like, when people take it so lightly, it brings me so much pain. Because it just feels like it's hard enough not to like believe in yourself anymore, or it's not that I don't believe in myself. I do believe in myself, but I'm taking no initiative to even want to feel like believing in myself. And this has to be people's stories in the sense of the heaviness, because we all have our own stories, I used to be real comfortable talking about this. Right now, when I say things broke me, I mean, people want to say, well, like with the marriage, it broke me. That didn't break me. It actually made me stronger. This year, I've experienced 4 major things that broke me. And I've never felt broken. I don't feel broken. I just don't know how to deal with the feeling of broken. But when I say broken, I'm talking like my heart like split. Like it's not needless shit. Like shit just got ripped away. Like I do have to accept that. But I think it's just time for everybody to take certain memories, and the memories you can set aside, need to be set aside. Maybe you do need to forgive yourself as you're taking these memories and setting them aside and just saying, like right now, it doesn't suit me. This could be, 20 different memories in your lifetime. But I cherish the time we had, or this and that. Like, don't leave it with something unnoticed or unbreak my heart. So I think there's definitely people that are going to come in, friends, family, whomever, a lover, whoever it may be, is going to make you feel capable again. And if a person can do that and it's reciprocal, I mean, what an amazing, amazing feeling. I think it's just heavy energy, guys. Did I bring my story into it and make it a little heavier? Yeah, but Spirit's been doing it the last couple times I've been on YouTube. Like, you gotta tell your story, Court. I don't want to tell my story. I just don't want to tell my story. You know, it's God, but it's, you know how many people mentally have to get out of, and then that's exhausting because it's like, oh, car, like maybe 4 years. Whatever I'm talking about in regards to what I'm talking about and just different things, I guess just put yourself, um, in real. It could have nothing to do with my own personal problems, guys. We all have our own personal problems. You could be like, oh my God, think in dark or deep energy heavy like this, but this is for the collective. This is not just for like certain groups of people. Well, it could be certain groups of people in order to evolve. And that says a lot too, right? And I believe in what it is I do, and you know, it's powerful. It's empowering, you know, but you know, we still all get to experience the shit side of life, to take ourselves out of certain situations so we can live lives the way we have to. So we have to experience this. We came to this world knowing we were going to experience heartache and trying to find a job, or like loving your job much and it's all about work, you know. My purpose is obviously a lot bigger. I found my way out of that, but I also feel like I was blocked from it as a child too, intentionally, because I didn't grow up in society. I did, very diverse one, but everything is like in one ear out the other. Even as an adult, I don't worry about retirement. That's what the government wants you to do. You know, guys, anybody in this world get a job, work for months, bank 10 grand, 20 grand for a year, however long it takes you, move to a different country. And guess what? You're going to be fine. Like, but then people will be like, oh, but the healthcare, you know, but obviously if there's health conditions, you got to consider that, right? But to me, I'm totally okay living like that. I'm totally okay living off the grid and living in the woods and living off of my own food. Like I'm okay without electricity, guys, and just having a fire and bundling up. Like I'm okay with stuff like that. But that's just me, you know. I know my heart and soul belongs to this land, and that's what I seek. I don't worry about what I need because I'm supposed to live this way or do this. Like, no, that's not true, guys. It is not fucking true. If you want to live in that projected energy, go right ahead. But I'll tell you, you know, I got some years on me, and people who chose love over money, things go wrong. People that chose money over love, you go wrong. You can't have a family. Two people can't come together if you're not all in on all aspects. Like, it's just impossible. It's not a thing. That's why people divorce and do this. It's people's mindset. It's the government. It's projections. It's who you grew up with. It's conditioning. I mean, there's so many things. But at the end of the day, if you know that, which I do and a lot of us do, we're okay with that. What I'm saying might sound so stupid and unpractical to other people, but to me, in my heart, I'm not meant to work my ass off every day and live like this. We're not meant to do that, guys. we're not. And if you find something in your hat that you love, instead of just going back to something you know, that's not going to benefit you either. Why go back to a job you hate? You think it's going to be better at a different corporate? No, it's not. But you do it because it's routine. But it doesn't suit you. You could be good at it, but it doesn't bring you happiness. Working nights, working third shift, there's always something, right? So let them think you're crazy. Let them think you're unrealistic. At the end of the day, they'll never find anyone like you. And I'm saying that in a really special way. You know, somebody who wants to just live their life. Connect to nature, animals, the skies. You can have all that. And it's hard to do it in the United States, speaking of like where I'm from, countries, you know, societal viewpoints, society, government, news, you name it. I guess I just got really lucky in life that I don't even think it's luck. I think I was just meant to come into this world and not be who everybody else is. Like, where's the fun in that? Where's the fun in jealousy? Where's the fun in, I say, taking the F out of fun? You know, I can keep going, but I am 100% authentic with my intentions, my moral, like, and at the end of the day, I know that serves me. And if it's not serving me, then I don't need to be in that situation. People hate me or they're jealous or that, like, that don't serve me. I'm not entertaining you. I will shut you down. And I will find a way to shut you down. Doesn't mean I hang on to it. Doesn't mean I think about it. You will be shut down. You have been shut down. Certain things in certain scenarios, right? Stop living in the world of trying to please other people. We're too busy doing other things and not pleasing ourselves. And it really is a shame. And I hope for me talking about this helps me. I'm not going to sit and dwell and be like, oh, I told him, but like, no, you know, did I really want to go there? No. But felt comfortable in the moment to do it. So I know it was meant to be shared, and you know, I'm over here empowering other people and trying to empower myself and letting negative thoughts and certain stuff into about me too. But everything I just mentioned, every aspect of each story, I will push through. I have pushed through. You know, but it is important for you guys to know, you know, the situation I'm in. We're going on 4 years, guys, and you know this. 3 years or 4 years? 3 years, 4 years. Did it happen in 23? I don't know. I don't even fucking know anymore. But mentally, physically, it's like not being capable of do much. Did I go to bike week over the summer? Did I do this? Did I do this? And camp? Yes. But it was painful. I still did it because I have to live my life. But working through that pain makes it worse. That means I'm constantly not healing. I'm not, you know. But I'm sure it's not going to fucking consider myself a crippled and live that way. If it does end up happening like early onset, maybe I'll end up in a wheelchair when I'm older. Well, it's almost a guarantee I'll end up in a wheelchair when I'm older. But that can change too, right? So my body, you know, being in my 40s and then jumping to 60 is not good. You can't stop it. It's not like you can reverse it in different ways. You know, it's mine just happened to be public. I don't know. What we're all gonna get to where we need to be. We all have things in life that hold us back. I am gonna try. I am gonna pick up my books again. I am gonna pick up my research again. I am, is it intimidating? Yeah, because I know my brain is not the same. That's scary. And the damage is already done. I can't get my white matter back. Okay, and these are my cognitive functions. These are, this is, nervous system. Is everything. Okay, so I'm not going to reverse time, but I'll eventually appreciate this time period. I'll be able to interpret it in a way to see its beauty. And I never thought I would break or feel broken or nothing. Like, I'm purposely put in these situations to feel these feelings for you guys too. And I've accepted that a long time ago. I can't really fight that. But it's not easy when it's me. But to find my own way out is going to benefit the collective 100% much more, because I already know how you need to find your way out. But now I'm going to work with different neurotransmitters that can make people see something differently that they can't see because that one transmitter has been shut off for so long. Right? So I know I can do it. And I guess, I just heard like, this is my proof, but I didn't prove anything yet. But like, this is my proof. I think what I'm going through mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually was meant to go down this way. So I have more projection with my words, more of a deeper connection. Because I know thousands of people, once I start mine, it's going to be, AI is going to make it everything. And I could have did that too and took the easy way. But you got to remember people's voices, advocates, politicians, leaders. It's the voice that makes the difference. AI is amazing, but it's your voice that makes the difference. It's our minds, the way we project, how we do things. It's like being hypnotized. It's like, it's, look at it, you can look at it like hypno, you can look at it in a lot of different ways. But at least I know what avenues I now have to take to work even harder to reach people in this energy that I'm feeling versus a common energy over there with a breakup or, what I want, what I don't want. It's so much bigger than that. And would I love to take the easy way out and just give AI my idea and go with it? Yeah. Guess what? That method's not going to work. The science behind it will work, but my method is not going to work because it's not coming from me. And my mind and what I see is special. And I'm going to get you guys to see the same type of special without making it into something. It's just going to happen. Or I could present it to a company and walk away with millions and still have a share in it. But I know because of my path, I personally have to do it. I keep hearing women's rights. I've been hearing that since I started freaking YouTube. I know apparently I'd probably be really good at it, but that's not where my heart is right this second. But yeah, I'll stand on stage and debate anybody without hesitation. So I love you guys. Have compassion for yourself, forgive others, forgive yourself for putting yourself in a situation again, or whatever the case may be. Like, this is just a buildup, guys, and there's going to be nonchalant energies that come around too that just have to be dismissed, right? Or they want to now be part of your business, or this and that, and it's like, where were you then? Or this, it's like people don't get chances like that, or it's rare. It's the pull to proving. If I'm proving anything, I'm proving it to myself. So, you have to connect mentally, guys. If you're hearing somebody else just talk about somebody, and you're not connecting, or you make a connection, but then something doesn't make sense, it's because the full connection is not there. Apparently, they still want me to have this conversation, and I don't know where else to go with it. But we all have bad days. I'm not a fucking victim, guys. Like, victim of a car accident, this and that. Yeah, but I don't live in victim mentality. I know sometimes I make myself sound like that, but it's like this little car accident that I thought I was going to walk away from has done more damage mentally and physically. It is unexplainable. It's like, I don't know. I always get pulled to the Christopher Reeve and the wheelchair and being paralyzed. And sometimes I wonder if that's better than my daily life. Not one is worse than the other in all reality, because it is how you conquer things mentally. And right now, I'll get there. I just haven't found that way for me yet, because I've never been put in this challenge. And for me, it's not damned if you do, damned if you don't. I know the fuck I'm going to get out of it. It's just, no matter how late in life, people learn late, people learn early, make mistakes at the end. I think I'd rather, gone through all these mistakes to live a very humbling life that I want to lead. I got this. We got this. So yeah, heavy, guys. But, tell yourself the truth. I mean, for me to tell this story, I'm like, oh, it kind of hurts my pride and certain stuff. But like, we are family. We do count on each other. This is not a normal YouTube channel, and we're all thankful. We're all catalysts in a way, But it's important for you to know where I'm at mentally. I'm not sitting around being lazy or just depressed like that. Like, I got a bigger challenge in front of me, and I was intended to go through this challenge. So I know I'm not going to be stuck here for long. And I can't say I'm stuck. I can use a lot of other words, but I guess stuck wouldn't be one of them, But considering I'm going to work with the brain and what's happening with me, and I almost know for a fact it can help PTSD, it can help vets, it can help a lot of different age groups. I guess I just mentally had to have this experience to mentally connect to the people who are living this way. feel stuck this way, because they'll give you medicine real quick so you don't feel stuck, but then you don't even remember who you are anymore because you're taking so many medicines to activate different parts of your fucking brain. You literally, I swear to God, like, you don't know who you are anymore. You who you were was taken by pharma, unfortunately. But eventually you get to the point where it's like, fuck it, I'll take it because it hurts or this and that. And, that's our problem. This is why our healthcare is the way it is too. Like, I can preach about every aspect that's wrong, but at the end of the day, we have the most powerful tool stored in our own brain. And it's just time to reboot it. Government won't be happy. I'll be throwing a big wedge into it. And if you feel empowered to do things, please be that person to do that too. So we need it. I'm seeing like a picket fence, like standing up for something. It must be like a woman's right type thing. It's like teenagers, like the whole woman's right with abortion and being able to get one or not get one, or, people are like in an uproar. But if, you've already had 5 abortions because it's easy to take a pill, shame on you. Now, are you fertile and you can't have babies because you miscarriage? Then not shame on you. I'm talking about just negligence over what you're doing to your body. You don't think miscarriages and abortion don't fuck with you? It will come back and haunt the fuck out of you. But if you made the right choices with your heart at the right time, you're fine. But there's got to be some women's right here. Like, I find, like, if you're young, I'm not saying young and dumb and stupid, but I'm talking like you're young. If you're a grown ass fucking woman and you know better, you already have kids, you want to live your life, you don't want kids, that's where you're being negligent. And I'm not saying you're going to be punished for it, but every time your body knows it's starting life and then you take that life away, you don't think that's going to fuck with you more than your fucking hormones do? I've had 2 miscarriages. It's not easy. I personally felt empty. So what was the whole point of this? Oh, it must have to do with women's advocates. I wish the best for everybody. I hope you enjoyed the reading. Don't get overwhelmed. Certain people, come in. If you're trying to consider something, it's how shit comes in at you matters. What you put out there matters. And I do feel like I lost a little part of my brain where I used to be able to connect in a different way. And now I'm finding that connection very hard. And doctors just wanted to tell me for years it was post-concussion when it was, traumatic brain injury. So all we can do is push through our discomfort, certain things. You need somebody, it's like the suicide prevention line that came up the other day. I'm not really talking suicide, but in the sense of there is always somebody to reach out to. And if you really feel like you have nobody, go outside. Maybe somebody would just sit next to you and ask if you're okay. Or, it's like little things like that. One day, prime example, having an amazing day. And this guy, I was actually going to get an MRI, and I told you this story. I put up a year and a half ago. And I saw him walk into the building, and I was like, oh, look, like he is fresh, like damper, like he looks fucking good from like head to fucking toe. Who are you? I might want to take you home. It was like one of those certain situations. But he was like a mystery to me. And we both were leaving at the same time. And I told him when he came out, I said, I don't know why this word is coming to me. I knocked on his window. And he almost cried. Like he put his heart on his chest. Like I almost like made him tear up. And was just so appreciative. He's like, you made my day. I've been feeling insecure. Well, you're not dressing like you're insecure, but I made his day. I just felt like I had to say something. I couldn't not say something. And he looked fine, right? It didn't look like he was having a bad freaking day. But that's why I'm saying, like, maybe just get out, go sit somewhere. Maybe a stranger will come up to you. All it takes, I could have made such an impact on that person's life where they decided not to take their own life. And maybe they were considering it, because we are bringing suicide into this off and on lately, right? So, it's like, you'd rather be dead. I want to take your life. There's so much more to live for. But when you get to a certain spot and you let that particular wire take over in your brain, it's pretty hard to get yourself out of. But it just felt, I left feeling appreciated, and I left feeling I could have just saved this person or something, because it was a profound feeling. And all I did was tell him, I've never seen anybody look so damper. Like you're actually making my day, when I actually made his day. Like he was on the verge of tears. Like got out of the car, like hugged me, and you never would have thought this person in a million years that he looked great. We forget to tell people that sometimes. I forget to tell myself I look great. I can dress up and do this, but if I'm not feeling it, I'm not feeling it, right? Mentally, So you got to match energies. Got to match them. I hope this helped me. I hope it helped you or anyone I needed to connect to. Okay. Hang in there, guys. Things really are getting better. Take it easy on yourselves. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys. I love you till you woke. Bye, guys.